Hello everybody and welcome back to Amity Blue. My name is Nazy. I am starting another series on my channel which is all about revamping, redoing, and redecorating a traveler's notebook that you have in your stash. Now, if you're like me, we all have a ginormous collection of traveler's notebooks that we love, we fell in love with, and sometimes we run out of inspiration for how to use them. My traveler's notebooks that I'm using right now are being used more as a planner, as a note-taking, as a business, financial planner. Basically, taking care of all of those adult, boring responsibilities that we all have, but we all want to ignore. Most of my time has been going into planning and into responsible uses of the traveler's notebook. I have been missing that fun interaction that I originally fell in love with my traveler's notebook, and I decided to go back to my roots, go back to the field note size that I fell in love with since the beginning. This is my Chic Sparrow Outlander in pocket/field note size. I will link a video up at the top where I talk a little bit more about this leather. I show you guys a flip through of my initial setup. Now that setup has since changed. It hasn't changed that much actually, because I actually haven't used or touched this traveler's notebook in like 6 months. I know, I'm so sorry. It's been abandoned for 6 months, and a couple days ago I just felt the need to go back to my roots. So I'm going back to my field note size traveler's notebook, and I wanted to redecorate the inside. So I thought it would be super fun to start this series where I show you how I alter, change, and basically give my traveler's notebook a makeover step by step, and giving you tips and tricks along the way as to how you can customize your traveler's notebook. If you're new to the traveler's notebook community and you want tips as to how to personalize it and make it your own, this video will definitely help you. And if you have a traveler's notebook that you love but you don't know what to do with it, hopefully this series will give you some inspiration as well. So let's look inside so that you see what I'm working with right now. If you watched my last traveler's notebook setup, which like I said, I will link up at the top and in the description, pretty much hasn't changed. I haven't really decorated it since. Some things have been taken out, but most of the things remain the same. But like I said, I'm not in need of a calendar anymore. This is strictly going to be a place that houses my pocketbook of verse, which I haven't touched in months and months and months. This will also be a place where I document my sewing projects. I am actually starting to embark on sewing clothing, sewing pillows, sewing curtains, that kind of thing. Really getting serious about sewing. And half of the time when you go to the fabric store, you have certain measurements of fabric that you need, certain tools that you need. I can document all of that in here, and because it's so portable, I can take it with me. Also, when I'm working on a particular journal or a class or whatever that requires fabric, I need fabric swatches, which I tend to take in little Ziploc bags, and half the time I'm losing them. Sometimes they just fall out the bag, so it's the mess. So this way I will have a book just dedicated to fabric swatches, so that when I go out fabric shopping, or I can send a quick picture to my fabric supplier, that way I will have everything organized, but it makes me happy. Anything and everything that makes me happy currently will be in this little book. So I'm going to make sure you can see how much love this had. Like, one of my inserts isn't even in an elastic. So this is the before. So at the end of this series, I will show you the final flip through of the finished traveler's notebook and how my setup has changed. But before I get into how to decorate, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the items that I'm going to be using to decorate the inside. So here is the beautiful pile of scrapbooking papers that I have in front of me. Now, most of these papers are from my personal collection. As you can see, some of them are already cut out. But I want my traveler's notebook to be colorful. I want the colors to inspire me. Any type of pattern or color that makes my eyes happy, I will use. And this is something that I tend to see lots of people struggle with, is trying to match up their papers to their journals, to their traveler's notebooks, to whatever. At the end of the day, if you're getting a headache over choosing which papers go well together and does this flower match this flower, if that's giving you a headache and that's, you know, inhibiting you from enjoying the creative process, who cares? This is something that I also tend to struggle with, especially with my creations. I tend to follow a strict rule of color theory and certain colors match together. I experience the same problem when I'm just trying to have fun. I'm not creating anything that is going to be sold or I'm going to teach. It's just for me and for my eyes only. I tend to still struggle with that. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, as long as it's making you happy and it's filling your void for your creativity to bloom, then you're doing an excellent job already. Now, of course, I will be adding more papers to this pile as we keep going forward with decorating my traveler's notebook. I really want to get the new Maggie Holmes collection, which is just beautiful. It has to do all with flowers. So I'm just going to walk you through the papers, where I got them in case you want to get them as well, and how I'm planning to use them. So the first thing that you see is just little die cuts and things that I got from my stash. This paper I got from Michael's, I believe like a year ago. Beautiful collection. It has to do with like exploring. It's very kind of bohemian-esque. I just really love the style and the font that they decided to go with. I also am using these little die cuts from a crepe paper collection. I believe it's called Close Knit. I love this one because of the little retro radios. It just makes my heart so happy. These are some papers that I had in my stash. This was, I believe, from a Dear Lizzie paper pad. This is obviously Maggie Holmes Confetti, I believe. This is also from Maggie Holmes Confetti, and this was from Dear Lizzie. So as you can see, I'm really liking the polka dots. I'm loving the mint. I really love the little hand-drawn floral blossoms. It's really beautiful. I got this from Tuesday Morning, like a big pack of just this paper being repeated. And it's by We Are Memory Keepers, and it's called High Five or Explore. I'm not sure. I think it's called High Five. It's such a pretty floral pattern. Really, really pretty. I love it. Love, love, love this paper. Here is more of that really pretty kind of like wildflower collection. It's just so beautiful. It's so elegant. I think this is by far my most favorite paper collection. It's just gorgeous. This paper, oh my gosh. Can there be any more perfect paper for me right now? A lot of you may know this already, but I am obsessed with tiles lately. Obsessed with tiles. They were one of my main inspirations for my heirloom envelopes. I just love everything about tiles. The way that the designs are made, the way that you can use it to decorate. I'm obsessed with them, and I love how this paper pad focuses on that geometric repeated pattern that you see in tiles. And this paper I actually got from Hobby Lobby. It was a paper pad that was just focusing on blues and yellows. This will be the first paper that I'm going to put in my traveler's notebook. This one is really pretty too. A ton of little mini yellow florals. It looks a little bit more neon on camera, but it's actually like a muted mustard. But I really love the florals. It's not as strong in person, but this will definitely be cute as like a little tag or just something to decorate my notebooks with. This is also one that I fell in love with. It looks like some vintage wallpaper, and it kind of looks like a little pineapple, which is giving me like SpongeBob vibes. I was obsessed with SpongeBob when I was little, and I have some really great memories with SpongeBob. So I of course have to use this paper because it's a beautiful repeated geometric pattern. It imitates wallpaper, and it's in one of the colors that I'm loving right now, which is like a navy blue. Most of the papers, so those are the papers that I have collected thus far. Like I said, I'm trying to get my hands on the Maggie Bloom's Flourish collection, and if I come across any other papers from my stash or that I see when I'm going craft shopping, then I will definitely add that into the mix as well. I also obviously will incorporate wallpaper and any other types of papers or fabrics that I have in my stash, but this is just the basics as to what I want to use to decorate my traveler's notebook with. I really think that this series would be not only fun to watch, but really beneficial for those of you who want to redecorate your traveler's notebook, but you don't know how to start. I already feel so excited and inspired getting back to my roots, and I thought it would be super fun to film the process along the way so that you guys can get some inspiration, and this can help you guys when you are decorating your traveler's notebook as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know what you think. If you haven't already, I definitely recommend you to take a look at my initial setup of my Outlander field note size, as it was such a cute and darling little setup, and I'm sure that that can also give you some inspiration. So until next time, my friends, I hope that you guys enjoyed part 1 of decorating your traveler's notebook with me. Make sure that you're a member of the Amity Bloom family so that you can get notified when part 2 comes out. And until next time, my friends, I hope that you guys have an amazing day filled with peace and love. Bye-bye.